Skirk is finally here, and if you want to make the most out of her, this quick guide has you covered. She's a Cryo sword user main DPS who deals some of the highest damage in the game. And even though she's mostly restricted to freeze teams, she can still be played in a variety of very strong playstyles. In this video we'll break down her talents, different playstyles, best weapons, artifacts and teams, as well as her constellations and pull value compared to a signature weapon, and my take on where she stands in the current meta. Hello, welcome to Genshin Filter, your quick guide for everything Genshin. So let's get started! Her normal and charge attacks are standard sword hits and don't do much damage outside their skill. Like Mavwika, Skirk doesn't use normal energy particles. Instead, she builds Serpent Subtlety points from different parts of her kit. Her elemental skill has two modes. Tapping it gives 45 Serpent Subtlety points and enters 7th path mode, infusing her normal charge and plunge attacks with Cryo. These modes ends when the Subtlety points shown on the bar next to her runs out or after 12.5 seconds. The mode also lets her glide fast on land and water for better exploration. Holding the skill just gives her 45 Subtlety points and lets her glide for a short period. Her elemental bursts also have two variants. The regular one is a massive AoE cryo hit that needs at least 50 Serpent Subtlety points to activate and maxed out at 100 points. The more points you have, the more damage it does. The other one is a special burst used inside the skill stance mode. It does no damage but used to absorb void rifts created with her Ascension 1. Her Ascension 1 creates these void rifts every 2.5 seconds when teammates trigger any cryo reaction except melt. Only 3 can be on the field at any time. These rifts don't deal any damage. Their purpose is to give Skirk 8 Serpent Subtlety points for each void rifts that get absorbed, and she can absorb them by using a skill hold or inside a skill stance mode with a charge attack or special burst. Doing so will increase the skill stance mode duration and the burst damage output. Her Ascension 4 boosts the damage of a skill stance mode and burst when Cryo or Hydro teammates hits an enemy with their elemental damage. The difference between having 1 or 2 Hydro and Cryo teammates versus 3 is very big and will dramatically affect the damage Skirk will do. Her Overworld passive gives 1 skill talent level to all teammates when there are only Cryo and Hydro units on the team, with at least 1 Hydro. This improves Skirk's damage, but also has synergy with characters like Escoffier and Furina even more, as they all do most of the damage through their skill. Together with the rest of her passives, this heavily locks Skirk into freeze team to maximize her full potential. For her talent priorities, focus mostly on her skill, as it has a special normal attack scaling. Then level her burst. Her normal and charge attacks can be completely ignored. As for rotation, Skirk is unique as she can be played in 3 different strong playstyles. For her main normal attack playstyle, start by rotating through her team's abilities, and make sure to hit an enemy to stack her Ascension 4. Then tap her skill and begin normal attacking. As soon as there are 3 void rifts on the field, shown next to a Serpent Subtlety bar, use those special bursts to absorb them. Then keep normal attacking until there are 1 or 2 void rifts again. Then use her charge attack to absorb them, and continue normal attacking till her skill stance mode ends. For her burst playstyle, start by rotating through your teammates as you did before, then hold her skill to get her Subtlety points and absorb the void rifts on the field, and then burst for a massive front-loaded damage. And lastly, her mixed playstyle. This is the strongest one, and will only happen if you start the rotation with over 50 Serpent Subtlety points, which can happen in the Abyss only when starting a floor, or if you actively collect points at the end of a chamber. It can also happen in the Imaginarium Theater, or if you collect points while exploring the world. You start by rotating through the team as before, then burst, and because you didn't need to hold the skill before the burst since you had enough points, now you can press it and enter the skill stance mode to do your normal attacking rotation. Her signature weapon, Azure Light, is her best in slot, giving her both crit rate and damage as well as tons of attack, which she highly appreciates due to the lack of attack buffs from her talents and teammates. Other strong alternatives include any offensive crit sword you have. For free to play, the event weapon Calamity of Eshu is excellent if you have a reliable shielder like Citlali or Dahlia, as well as Finale of the Deep is a very strong alternative. For artifacts, the 4-piece Finale of the Deep Galaris is tailor-made for her kit, giving her great normal and burst damage, but it's not optimized for a mixed playstyle. If you use Furina, the Marchese Hunter set can sometimes be even better and relevant for all her playstyles. For her main stats, on the Sand go for attack, for the Goblet go for cryo damage bonus or attack, and for the Circlet go for crit rate or damage for a good 1-to-2 ratio. If you use the Marchese Hunter set, her signature or other crit weapon, and also have the Cryo Resonance active, all giving her lots of crit rate, you'll probably be better off going for a crit damage Circlet for a nice crit ratio. For substats, focus on crit rate and damage, then attack percent and flat attack. As we covered thus far, Skirk really excels in freeze teams, so let's cover our best synergies and give some team building tips. Skirk's best performing teams is with Escoffier and Furina. Not having these two characters will significantly impact their damage. For the last lot, if playing her normal attacks playstyle, any powerful Cryo or Hydro support like Shenna, Mona, Yelan, Citlali or even Moalani and Dayaka will work great with a very small difference in damage. You can also use any other more free-to-play option as the last slot, and the damage will still be very impressive, just as long as you have the main core with Escoffier and Furina. Escoffier is the more important support to Skirk than Furina, but if you don't have one of them, then the team can still do good damage with these alternatives. If you don't have both Escoffier and Furina, the damage will be noticeably lower, but their personal damage is so high that as long as you fulfill their freeze team requirements, the team can still do good enough damage if you invested with these more free-to-play options, especially for teams that boost their attack speed. For her burst playstyle, pairing her with other strong carries like Nubilette can give the team great front-loaded damage, which is teams usually lack, and it's pretty competitive with its current best team with Citlali. Lastly, you can use her in meld teams where she will work, but you'll quickly find the damage is not really impressive compared to the freeze teams. Now let's quickly break down the Constellations to see if they're worth investing in. C1 summon Crystal Blades that deals crowd damage when absorbing Void Rifts. C2 greatly boosts her burst and normal attack playstyle damage. C3 raises her burst level for stronger burst and normal attack buff damage. C4 boosts her attack based on her Ascension 4 stacks. C5 increases her skill level for more damage in a normal attack playstyle. And C6 adds stacks that boost cryo damage and reduce damage taken in her skill stance mode. Her early constellations are really strong, with C2 being especially powerful and much better than a signature if you're willing to go that far. Otherwise, both C1 and her signature are great, so pick based on your needs for the 4 stars or the other weapon on the banner. Skirk has taken her spot as one of the strongest DPSs in the game, with a variety of playstyles that are all very fun and powerful. The only major downside is a strong restriction to freeze teams, and in these teams her heavy reliance on Escoffier and Furina to reach her true potential, making her an extremely expensive character to invest in. So if you don't plan to get Escoffier, Furina or both, she's still good but will be less impressive damage wise, so I less recommend her at that point unless you really want her anyways. But if you do have or plan to get Escoffier and Furina, I very much recommend pulling for Skirk if you like her, as a beautiful design and great damage will probably make her one of the strongest characters on your account. And even with the team restrictions, in today's Genshin, being the best at one thing is more valuable than being average at many. And that's a wrap. If this video helped you in any way, consider giving it a like and subscribe for more filter guides. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!
This view of the stars, it seems timeless, as if it could last forever. But all it takes is an instant for everything to come crashing down.